When it comes to the Nintendo Switch, there's a ton of different ways that you can play the system. You can play in handheld mode, you can play in TV mode like what we have behind me with the dock, you can use the Joy-Cons, you can use the Joy-Con grips, you can use a Pro controller as well. But what if you wanted to have a better overall handheld experience? For me, for example, I don't like playing my Switch in handheld mode. It feels bulky, it feels wide, it feels slippery. It's just not a great way, at least the original Switch, for me to play in handheld mode. I prefer the Switch Lite much more, even with different grips and whatnot that I've tried with it. Now, the folks from NexiGo have sent us this here. This is the advanced controller designed for the Nintendo Switch. And basically what it does is gives you a more refined and developed handheld experience, or at least that's what it's promising. Now, I have tested out a similar sort of connection or Joy-Cons for the Switch in the past in the Split Pad Pro, and I didn't care for them. If you want to check out that review, I'll have it linked for you right up there. This looks to kind of take that split pad design, but take it to the next level. Where that was two separate controllers that slid in, this is one overall device. So here you can see we have the advanced controller on the bench. NexiGo, just from a consumer standpoint, just call it the Switch or the PS5 or the PS4 or whatever. You don't have to use for NS. But on here you do have PD fast charge, available in 3 sizes. I don't understand that. Double motor vibration, sweat-proof design, very cool. Nothing really on the side besides just the name. Same on that side, but looking at the back. Advanced controller for the NS, for the Switch. Built-in 6-axis gyro. PD fast charge, so I guess this does also charge your Switch too. Oh, 3 sizes optional, so it has 3 different thumbstick sizes, that's cool. Double motor vibration and a sweat-proof design. And one thing of note, again, this does not include a Switch, which, I mean, it's dumb that they even have to say it, but you know, someone would sue them if they bought it and it didn't have a Switch in there, saying that they were misrepresenting the product, which is too bad, quite honestly. And for those of you who like bubble wrap, there's plenty in here, like Lacey from Do You Nerd. You saw me using my X-Acto knife. They have my good one because Tom's a thief. So we have our manual, we have the grip itself. So the back of the grips are actually textured, so I can kind of see the sweat-proof design on that too. Input voltage, 15 volts, output 1.5. I will say this actually does feel very similar to me to the Hori, the Split Pad Pros. Not a huge fan on the triggers, they're huge, but that's personal preference. D-pad feels, the right doesn't feel like it's got enough travel. Everything else feels okay. The analog sticks feel okay. I'm not a fan of this nub at all, so let's try one of the others because it does come with the 2 others. It just slides right off, that's nice there. So you have that one, which is very similar to what's on the left stick. I like that better, but it's still slippery. Let's try the other one. Still very slippery. I really wish that they would have 2 of the textured thumb grips, very similar to this one. This isn't bad here. That I'm not a big fan of, at least initially. You do have your plus and minus buttons here, your home button, and your capture button. So let's take a look here. We're going to slide our Joy-Cons off of our Switch and slide our Switch into here. Bit of a tight-ish fit, not terrible. I mean, it's a secure fit, so you can, it's not going anywhere. That's a good sign there. No kickstand on here, so this is strictly for in handheld mode. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with those triggers. I wish the springs were firmer, and I also, they're massive. So let's see if we have to pair these first. Nope. It just would not power it on initially. That's kind of weird. So let me put it back to sleep. There we go. So it did wake it from sleep, which is interesting that it didn't initially, but it is now. Let me turn off the lights here so you can kind of get a better look at the display. Just try to reduce the glare a little bit. on here. You guys know, if you follow the channel for any point in time, Street Fighter, one of my go-tos to test any controller's responsiveness. So initially, I've got to say, controls are actually more responsive than I anticipated. So I can pull off the spinning side kick. I can pull off the fireballs. I think I may have been going for the dragon uppercut there, but I got blocked. Ooh. Well, that's no bueno. I can't pull off the dragon uppercut at all. There we do, finally got it. Got him there too. That was actually the proper use of it. Oh! Alright, now we're going to straight up just try to kick his rear end. Yeah, I will say analog stick much better than the D-pad. Oh no! Got him! You know what we're going to do? We're going to turn up the brightness a little bit. Yeah, I will say I'm not digging the D-pad at all for this. It's very, very stiff. And maybe that might be one of those things that will eventually free up over usage as we beat Zangief there. So that's good. I want to go to Horizon Chase Turbo. It's a good game to test out if the triggers are actually analog or if they are just digital. Yeah, it's a really soft spring on the ZR and ZL buttons or triggers, and I'm hoping that doesn't mean that it is not very responsive. I will say it's a digital trigger, it feels like. Yep, confirmed it is digital only, which is disappointing, as is my driving here is pretty disappointing. The rumble is really, really good, I will say that. Yeah, we're going to back out of here. We'll try one more game. We'll actually try Bowser's Fury real quick. Well, actually Super Mario 3D World. Because I haven't started Bowser's Fury yet. I haven't gotten far enough in the game. If you haven't picked this up yet, it's a terrific game. I loved it on the Wii U, and it's just as good, if not better, on the Switch. I will say I am feeling a bit of heat radiating from my hands. Yeah, the D-pad is just very, very stiff. I am not a fan of that. There you can see how you can change the... Oh, this is one of these levels. Okay. Oh, I remember this one. My first time playing this level since the Wii U, quite honestly. Ah! Damn! Okay. Well, I'm going to do one last thing here. I'm actually going to go into the NES Online and I'm going to force myself to use the D-pad because, like I say, so far I'm really not liking it. You know, we'll test it with some Punch-Out. That should be a good test side to side. And then we'll do some Super Mario Brothers real quick. It does feel huge. I mean, I will say that. If you've got bigger hands, definitely something you'll like. I would say if you like the Split Pad Pro, you may want to consider this. For me, it might be a little bit too big. It also doesn't have any additional features such as turbo. So button press is nice and responsive. We'll go to Super Mario Brothers now. Actually, we'll go to Super Mario 2. I mean, the D-pad, I guess it plays better than it feels. It still could really use some improvement though. Button presses are fine. Okay, now I'm gonna, just for giggles, try the analog stick to see. Yeah, this to me feels better. Ah, I missed the heart, oh well. So, initial thoughts, it is big, I will say that without a doubt. You know, one thing we haven't done yet is we haven't looked through the manual, which we'll do in just a moment. It does hold the Switch very well. I mean, you saw me shaking and it's not coming out. The analog stick, the left one, feels fine. The right one, I don't like really any of the caps that come with it. They're far too slippery for my personal taste. I don't know, I mean, even... Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I might try to find another solution for that. Out of all of them, this kind of bullseye looking one was the best. The button presses felt good. The only thing, I wasn't a huge fan on the triggers. They are digital only. I'm wondering too, and we're going to grab the manual here. Let's just double check the manual real quick for charging. So charging instructions, the original Nintendo Switch power adapter when plugged in supports playing games while also charging the game. So it looks like it's just a pass-through. Note, there is no built-in battery in the controller. Charging always refers specifically to charging through the game console. All right, so that's important to note. There is no battery in here, which is interesting. It kind of indicated that initially, but there is no battery on here whatsoever. So that's it in a nutshell. You know, like I say, if you like the Split Pad Pro, I would say this would be something that you would want to consider. I think this does provide a better overall base than the Split Pad Pro, but I do think the analog sticks and the D-pad are better on the Split Pad Pro. But for the money, this is not a bad setup on here whatsoever. I do think that it provides more support for the system. One thing I did not like about the Split Pad Pro is it didn't feel like it went into the rails very well or wasn't very firmly in there. I could twist like this and they would wiggle. And if you haven't checked out my review of the Split Pad Pro, check it out. I'll have it linked up for you right up in the upper right hand corner. But now it is time to wrap it up and see, how can you win one of these? So in the end, what do I think of the NS Advanced Controller from NexiGo? Well, it's okay. It's not for me, I will say that right off the bat. It is too big for my hands. I prefer, and it's one of the reasons why I actually prefer the Switch Lite. I will say for what it is comfortable. I don't like the ZR and ZL triggers. I think they are both too soft and too large, and the right analog stick is just far too slippery for my personal preference. I kind of wish they had what's on the left stick on the right stick, and basically just the both sticks the same. The D-pad was definitely very firm and something that could use some improvement. Specifically, the travel to the right felt limited compared to the left up or down. Also, I thought that they need to, well, I think they need to go ahead and update their box art and the instructions slightly, because it could be misunderstood that this actually has a battery pack in it. I initially made that conclusion based on what the box said. There's no battery in this, it's just a pass-through to go ahead and allow you to charge. And as such, I don't know why it has this huge honking piece right here. If it's just a pass-through, this isn't even necessary. Take this out, simplify the mold, and go ahead and just let the user plug right into the bottom. Now, the one thing that this does do is provide a stop so that you can't slide it down so far, but I think you could have accomplished that same thing through the sides of the grips themselves. But these are just my opinions. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Now, I mentioned at the top of this that not only am I going to show you this, I'm going to tell you how you can go ahead and win one. So we have a second one that NexiGo was kind enough to send us, and before July 31st, 2021, we will have a link down below in a pinned post where you can enter using our Gleam app that we have set up. Basically, all you need to do, follow the instructions through there, no cost or obligation to go ahead and enter that. It is only for the lower 48 states. Sorry, no international shipping at this time because, well, it's on my dime. So it's one of those things, not ideal for me, but something that may work out for you. Again, if you liked the Split Pad Pro, this offers you a similar, I did like this better than the Split Pad Pro, easy for me to say without spitting, right? I did think it was more comfortable than that, but it's one of those that that's still too large for what I like to play. So we'll go ahead, we'll have that contest going through the end of July 2021. Now, if you do have any other comments or questions, you can go ahead and email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. You can send me a message on Twitter at RockSolidStudios. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions and Instagram at instagram.com/RockSolidProductionsGK. Now, one thing of note too is I will have a link down below. If you want to purchase one of these, you can do that down below through our pinned comment as well. Now, if you are looking for any other accessories, storage racks, extra controllers, charging stands, modern and retro gaming accessories, do me a favor, check out CastleManiaGames.com. The cool things over there is the fact that, first of all, everything that you purchase over there, you earn what's called Castle Cash. It's his rewards program where the more you spend, the more you earn towards future purchases. And Castle Cash, just like cash. Plus, you can use promo code ROCKSOLID10 to save 10% off of most items on the website. And if you are looking for reviews of other NexiGo products that we've covered here on the channel, we've done a number of reviews on their PS5 accessories, other how-tos, tips and tricks, tutorials. Those videos are coming up for you right now. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to support the future of Rock Solid Productions, you can do so by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, $12 a year, you'll get early access to all of our video content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. You can also become a channel member here on YouTube for as little as $1.99 a month, and with that, you get a badge next to your name when you comment or post on the channel, and you are acknowledged whether you are a channel member or a Patreon supporter at the end of each and every one of our videos. You can also support the channel by visiting our Teespring store on screen now, where we have t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, masks, cell phone cases, and much more. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.